Hi, my name is Natalia Walker and I'm the founder of Inner Creative, and I'm here with the lovely Faye Chan of Budgeting 123 Living Well with Faye, and we're here to talk to you about our 2020 Vision Workshop. So just in terms of a little bit of a background about myself, and then I'll pass it on to Faye to give a bit of a background about herself. So who am I? My name's Natalia Walker, as I said before, and I use a lot of creative tools. So I use collage. You can see quite a few in the back there. I use drawing. I've got a mandala over there. I do mandalas. I also use Lego and metaphor and story. Basically, I use a whole lot of creative tools to help women like yourself just connect or strengthen that connection to your intuition, to that inner wisdom that we all have within us, so that when we're doing our goal setting or our planning, that we're actually connecting with the part of us and connecting to the bit, I suppose, that's the true self, not the bit that has all the expectations, all those shoulds and all that mind chatter in there, and actually connecting to our true desires, what we really, really want. And so vision boarding is an excellent tool for that. But before I get into that, I'll cross over to Faye to talk about what she does and her sort of magic powers, I should say.
Oh, hi everyone. Magic powers! It's Faye here, and I'm a money coach, and I use the modality of emotional freedom technique, or called EFT tapping, to really help people reach a place of calm, clarity, and a peace of mind with their financial concerns and financial well-being. It's through one-on-one coaching and obviously one-on-one tapping sessions, right? And so, look, 80% of our stresses and illnesses come from stress, right? And stress, be it conjured up with a negative emotion or unpleasant emotion, gets stored in the body first. You know, when you think of something that's negative, like disappointment or sadness or loneliness or hunger, you know, they're all on the negative side. You feel it in your body. So what EFT does, it utilizes the meridian points as well as the psychology of words and language to alleviate and move those energies through your body by tapping on these meridian points in this particular algorithm, so that you can really work through the acceptance of it and then come out the other way and shift it, you know, shift the disbeliefs, or really anchor what you want to create. So that's what I do.
Cool. So a little bit of background about vision boarding. Look, I know a lot of you probably already know about vision boarding. You've probably already done a number of vision boards yourself. I've got a few examples. There's Faye's. Faye, actually, I'll ask Faye to talk about her vision board in a minute, but I just thought I'd give you just a little bit of a background for those of you who are not necessarily familiar with vision boards, or I suppose give you a little bit about my philosophy around vision boards, because it's a little bit different to others out there. So I'm going to tell you straight out now, this vision boarding workshop is not for you if you think that you can slap a picture of a car or a house or bags of money and they will magically appear in your life the next day or the next week. This is not about that. So vision boarding, and I've got examples in the background, that's actually one of the first, it's a massive one that I did 20 years ago, and quite a number of those things have come freakishly true. But anyway, aside from that, so they do, I should say, vision boards do connect to your desires and to your dreams, and they are a visual representation in a way of those dreams and desires, but they are not a literal representation. So And I've heard of people go, yep, I've slapped on a motorbike, or I slapped this on it and it came true. And look, that does happen. But in most cases, what I've actually found is that by using tools like imagery, color, metaphor, story, you're actually tapping into that big part, expansive part of your brain. That part of you that's more intuitive, that's more holistic. It's that right side of the brain, if you want to call it that. And by doing that, you're actually tapping into those hidden desires and dreams that you might have, and that you might not necessarily acknowledge them. And what you're doing is connecting to that intuition. So you actually do allow yourself to actually dream bigger than what you think your should be. So if somebody asked you, right, what are your goals and your mission for the year, and your plans and things like that, you'll go, right, well, this is what I should be writing down, because if I'm in business or if I'm working in this field, this is what I should be doing. Or I'm in this stage of my life, this is what I should be doing. But what vision boarding does is it takes out all of that words, all of the chatter, and it gets you into that sort of more colorful visual part of your brain and thinking, and it just lets you be more expansive. And so you put that down, and then what happens, you then use that to connect into the feelings of, how do I actually want to feel when I see that image? How does that image make me feel? So look, you might put a picture of a car on your vision board, and look, you might be getting a new car because, and we'll talk about phase in a minute, but like, I've had all sorts of people, I've had people that have manifested, holidays, new cars, babies, business ideas, shifts and directions in their lives and things like that, that they didn't necessarily even imagine could happen. So it's very powerful what you can do with a vision board, but I think it's about connecting to the feeling and being open about how that will actually manifest or come into your life, rather than going, yep, I'm going to have this, and if it's only this or that's it. And I think it's just about, once again, connecting into your body. And I think that's where it really works with me and Faye working together, because as Faye was saying, it's all about being in your body. And also vision boarding, it's great. It connects to all of those good feelings that you have and what you want, whether or not it's freedom or security or joy or feeling energized or calm, whatever those feelings are. But it's sometimes when we start going into a place of going, oh, I really want that for myself, then some of the little doubts or the little, shoulds or expectations might creep in. And that's where I think Faye, I think we'll work really, really well together and bring our superpowers together, so to speak. So Faye, take it over to you about.
I think you touched. I think you touched on it, because it's the shoulda, woulda, couldas, right? So you might be creating your vision board for the next year or the next decade, but you might be thinking about what you haven't done or what you could have done. Is that shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? And the thing is, when you're in the moment of creation, right, and it's automatic, your brain will file off all that is not you for you to deal with, okay? And so it comes up and it comes up and it comes up, and you put it aside and it comes up and it comes up, and then one thought turns up and you give it power, it will take you over, right? It will take your manifestation over, it will take your creation over. And what you need to do is be aware of that. And when we're actually tapping into any sort of negative thoughts that fire off in the event of a possibility that you're wanting to live into and create into, that will come up to stop you, right? So think of any breakthrough. It's always negative, 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 blocks, 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 challenges, and then bang, you get the breakthrough. So it's about triggering all those things so that we can tap past them, right? So that we can alleviate those emotions in your body, let it go, and then lay on top positive affirmations. And then from there, that's the source code you want to create from, right? That's the source code you want to create from, not the shoulda, woulda, coulda hidden in a very nice affirmation, right? So that's where the tapping really comes in, to really support your vision, because it's the tactile articulation of what you want and how you want to feel, but on a piece of paper with all sorts of collages and shapes and words even. So so that's how I think it will marry up really well between Natalia and myself.
So I think one of the things that we'll be doing in terms of running through the workshop, and what the experience will be like for you if you come along, is that we're not just going to go straight into, let's get some magazines and start cutting out and pasting onto the board. We're not going to be doing any of that, because you really, to actually get your vision board to work, you really need to be in the right mindset and the right sort of, emotional space to create it. So if you're feeling desperate, lacking, oh, this is not working, I just need something to work, and as Faye was saying, oh, all these things that I haven't done, and getting into that horrible space, or I haven't got enough money, or my health is not where it should be, or all of these sort of negative mental spaces, then you're really not going to tap into that, true intuitive space. You're going to have a whole lot of other rubbish, so to speak, on the top. So Faye's going to lead us through a process where we're going to be actually releasing that, all of that old stuff from 2019, and all of those negative mindsets or things that you just want to let go of, from the past.
And I might add that you may have already done your planning. You may have already done the first draft of your vision boarding as well by now, or by February the 9th. It's just that this is the opportunity to really have the next bit. It's almost like agile. You got the next phase of the next thing, and you're doing it in releases. And so it's the opportunity for you to discern, for you to regroup, and for you to redraft, like plan and replan the next layer for yourself to come through. Not to say that what you've already done isn't valid or isn't going to go ahead, but sometimes it's really great to revisit that, even if it's really close by, so that you can really peel the next layer off for yourself.
Yeah. And I think it's giving yourself an opportunity to start fresh. So as I was saying, Faye's going to open it up to sort of help you release all the bits that you want to say goodbye to. And then we'll move into a more abundant sort of mindset and more positive mind space before we actually get into the actual cutting and creating and things like that. But also in terms of, if you have already created a plan, it doesn't mean that, as Faye was saying, that you have to put it aside. I actually like vision boarding about just how much freedom it gives you, and that you don't necessarily have to vision board on the whole of 2020 if you don't want to. You could actually go, right, there's an actual particular part of my plan that I've already got for myself that I really want to hone in on. So you could go, right, just for my business, or there's a particular goal that I actually want to really, really focus on. And this is where, vision board's perfect. So, when I started doing vision boarding, so, like 20 years ago, it was like, bleh, like there was a lot of stuff on there, right? And that's fine. But what I've also done, and they get smaller as time goes by too, but, for instance, that's my business vision board that I created for myself when I first started out. So you can, go, right, just for my vision. But, I've done even little ones. There's a little tiny, postcard size that I did around what I wanted for my creative life. So you can really hone into a particular area that you want to focus on, rather than going, yep, this has to be it in a bit for the whole 2020. And look, if that's where you are and you're blank slate, because February sometimes with school holidays is like, it's certainly like my January anyway, but if you want to start from blank slate and plan for the year ahead, then you've got the opportunity to do that. But if you've already been thinking about what your goals are, or you've got a plan, then this is also an opportunity where you can focus. So and I was also going to talk about, so we're doing, the releasing and getting yourself into the right mindset, because I think with vision boarding, that's where, you can, if you don't set yourself up right, then from the start, and I've had vision boards that haven't worked because of that, and I've learnt the hard way. And the other thing is, as you're doing the vision board, like both Faye and I will be there to help you actually stay in a space where you're going, yep, I'm open, I'm going to see what arises. And that's where it's going to be perfect to have Faye right there, and she can give you some personalized, one-on-one coaching, in a sense, to go, if you start looking at your board and going, oh, I really don't know, I can't find it, I'm not finding anything in the magazines, or, oh, I don't know how to do this, I haven't, this is not working for me, all of that stuff, that's where it's going to be great to have Faye on board. And yes, by the end of it, you'll have we'll work you through a process that you'll have your board, but also we'll work you through a process to articulate that vision, because sometimes people go, yeah, I'm just going to create the vision board. Here it is. I'm going to look at that vision board and then everything's going to manifest from that. Well, you actually need to, draw it down. So bring it, from the sort of, I don't know, I like to think of, from your soul, we're sort of grounding it. We're bringing it down through into more practicality. So we're actually going to be writing out vision statements going, this is what this means, what I want for 2020, or the particular part of your focus area. And then we're going to draw a theme from that, and also how you want to feel. And that's where also Faye, with all her tapping expertise, will actually lead us through a meditation to actually help you anchor that. So yeah, Faye, do you want to talk anything more about what I've sort of touched on there?
Yeah, and also it's, to have things like this manifest. And this was my board last year that I created for the Tap and Tea workshop series, right? So it was just an idea, and Natalia took us through a process, and I actually encapsulated the feeling of what I want the Tap and Teas to be. And even though I haven't actually begun my workshops, but I needed to actually put it out there, right? Engage someone, the tea part of the Tap and Tea, have those sort of conversations and actually put it out there. And so that for me was a real breakthrough, because I was really scared of putting myself out there in workshops as such. So there's still the steps of, of the actioning of your action boarding, of your vision boarding into action. So in your ticket as well, I'll be providing you with a one-on-one call afterwards for about a 15-minute touch-up on your tapping, on creating the manifestation, on whatever stuff comes up for you when you look at your vision boarding later and go, really, I don't believe in that because of X, Y, and Z, or something's turned up, or something in reality has actually turned up in a circumstance and it stopped you from realizing it. And so you get the opportunity to work with me one-on-one afterwards as well.
Yeah, and I think we want to say that this is not, some airy magic, thing that you create this board and you put these pictures on, you slap it on you, and then you go, right, that's it for me. My year's done. Like, you actually do need to take some action. And as Faye was saying, like, it helped give her the clarity. It also sort of gone, yep, this is a really good idea, and gave her a focus and about the feeling. But I think also it's really useful in that idea of, you can use it like sort of a decision guide in a way as well, because you go, right, how do I want to feel this year? You also have a theme word or phrase that will, you could use as a mantra if you want that, or you can, put that around in your space. You can also obviously put, photos of your vision board on your phone, do things like that to remind you. But whenever you look at it, you then go, oh, yeah, that's how I want to feel. Is this opportunity or is this decision going to take me towards that feeling or away from that feeling? And so it's a really good way of actually measuring, how you're going throughout the year as well in taking those actions. Yep, is that resonating with what I created with my board? So that's how, your vision board works from that perspective. It doesn't sit there, magically going, yep, it's just, it's like a wand that's sitting in your cupboard. If you, pop it away, or, sitting on your desk somewhere, you actually do need to take some action. The idea, though, is that your action is then aligned with that focus or that theme or that vision that you created for yourself at the start of the year. And I think that's where, getting into the more sort of background about how all the vision stuff works is that by using the imagery and all of the colors and things like that, and working with that side of the brain, what happens, our brain is like a supercomputer that's working behind the scenes, and our subconscious and things like that, and we go about our day and we go and see things, experience things, and our brain is constantly matching and finding things in our experience and going, oh, is that matching that vision board? And there'll be opportunities that will arise that we go, oh, you see something that you may not have noticed before, an opportunity pops up and you recognize it in a way, or it feels good, or and you're drawn to certain things. And then later on, you might look at your vision board and go, oh, that, you know, that turned up in that way. And the reason why, and then people go, oh, it's magic. It's like, no, partly is that your brain has been working behind the scenes and going, oh, that image or that feeling, and then in a sense, drawing your attention to certain things. So that's where the action part of it works with it. Yeah. So, and once again, if you've got, you'll also get a tapping script as well that Faye will give you, so that as you go throughout your year, you can also then, you know, tap, and then you'll be able to reinforce that clarity. I mean, Faye can obviously talk to you a bit more about that script, but that's another way of also keeping yourself aligned with your vision throughout the year and not just at the start. So yeah, exactly. Faye, you got anything else on that? Yeah.
No, other than it's really, really a sourceful way to create from a heart space, so that you're intuitively related to what you're putting out there. Yeah. So, oh, also, you haven't talked about the bushfire appeal, have you?
No, I haven't. So yeah, you ran through that.
Yeah, so $10 from each ticket type, so be it a single that you're getting or a double that you're getting. $10 from each ticket type will be going across to the bushfire appeal. So 10, and it's not extra. You don't have to pay extra. We're taking $10 from your ticket to contribute towards that. So we're doing our bit to help with the bushfire.
Yeah. Yeah, it's our way of contributing to creating a better world, not only for ourselves, but yeah, for our broader community and for Australia. Yeah. So this is just another way of doing good through your vision board and doing good through the workshop. Yeah. So is there anything else, Faye, that we haven't missed out in terms of getting? No?
I think we've been pretty comprehensive, actually. We've covered all.
Cool. So it's 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday the 9th of Feb. There's a link. There'll be a link in the post or in the text, so that you can click that and go through and get your ticket. And as Faye was saying, there's a single ticket, but also there's a double ticket. So look, things are always good in company. And so if you've got a friend that you work really well with, or that you're really good support buddies for each other, then it's a really good opportunity, in a sense, to save some money, get a double ticket. So you have the cost, it's a cheaper, you get a special discount on the single ticket. So there's the two of you there, and that's another way of, you've either got some accountability throughout the year, but you've also got somebody who really, you know, knows who you are and, you know, is on your team. So you can check in with each other and go, you know, how's that vision going? And how's that all going throughout the year? So you've got that accountability, and you've got that little support network as well built in. So that's the benefit of having a double ticket. But yeah, I think that's about it in terms of wrapping it up. Look, we'd love to see you at the workshop. Click on the link and purchase your tickets. And yeah, we'll hope to see you there, and looking forward to seeing what a marvelous 2020 is envisaged. It's going to be such an awesome experience in the room. I can't wait to feel, you know, the energy and the power that we're going to be creating. So yeah, I can't wait to see you there. Thanks for joining us in this video.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Thanks. Bye.